Hello and welcome to the YouTube video. Right now we are in Chiang Mai, Thailand, a little bit north actually in Mae Rim, and there's a big tractor right now making a lot of background noise, so that's why the microphone is very close to my mouth to kind of give you guys some higher quality sound. But in this video, I want to be covering what it's like to be choosing your niche as a creator. You know, a lot of creators think that they need to solidify and choose a niche right off the bat, set it in stone, and then never change again. But the reality is that's not very natural. That's not very human. At the end of the day, we're all human and we have different ideas. We have different thoughts. We have different topics that we want to make videos about. And we should be able to find a niche or a mission or a strategy that can reflect that, right? And that's exactly what I'm going to give you some clarity on in this video. We're going to break down the three main types of niches when picking your niche. And then I'm going to break down a set of questions that you can ask yourself. So then you can walk away with all the clarity you would need to start posting your own content and think of your own topics for your own channels and personal brand. Let's dive right in. You see, when I started out, I really didn't have much of a thought process at all. I had some social media friends, some Gen Z friends, and they were making like 5-figure brand deals. And I was a freelance photographer at the time. So I was charging clients and businesses like $1,000, couple $1,000 to shoot content for them. And then my social media influencer friends were getting paid 5-figure deals to shoot videos with their iPhone. And then I kind of realized there was a bit of a difference in models in the way that we were running our creative businesses. There is definitely a thing to be said about social media content and online distribution and just internet wealth. So I kind of pivoted there and I just decided to start posting content. And at first in 2022 or 2023, it was just like motivational videos and like cool quotes that I found inspiring. I was very shy at the time. Those videos got millions and millions of views and they led me to gain like hundreds of thousands of followers pretty quickly, but there was no depth in my content. There was no brand. There was no business behind it. So it left me actually at a dead end. And then I started pivoting to more of a very traditional skill-based niche, which was just, talking about photography, how to use your camera, how to get a cool setup, how to, actually create the content, because that's what I was specialized in for, 6-7 years. And that's what I was getting paid for. So that was my skill I could offer to the world online. And nowadays, I'm more of this mission-based niche where I get an overarching mission of what I want to say to the world and what I want to be doing and how my business helps people. But I can choose whatever videos, skills, and topics that I think are the most relevant. So as the world changes, I can also pivot my content as well. And nowadays, I basically want to give people the lifestyle design that supports their financial freedom, that supports their location freedom so they can choose where they want to live, and supports their time freedom so they have a lot of free time and they're not always trading time for money so linearly. Because ideally, we all want to be building our dream life. We want to be having intention with the lifestyle we're living. And I think a digital business and a content creator business supports exactly that. So after a few years of a lot of trial and error, this is kind of what I've come up with and what I would suggest for other creators to also follow. So then you can start off in the right path and have a good idea of where you're building your business rather than just posting to post and then wasting, a couple months, couple years trying to figure it out by yourself. So let's start by breaking down the three main types of niches creators can choose from, because understanding these will help you figure out what niche is best for your channel and best for your own goals. The first way I would call the skill-based niche or the topic-based niche. This is the most common and straightforward way of thinking about your niche. And if you have some expertise, you can just start making content about that specific skill, about that specific niche, and never switch anything up. It's very linear. So for example, if you're a fitness creator, you just make videos about your fitness journey, about different exercises you do, about your meal plans, whatever relates back to helping people with their fitness. If you're a photographer, then you would just make content about photography. If you were like an AI specialist, then you would just make videos about your AI tools and stuff like that. Having a skill-based niche is very easy and it makes it very predictable for you to grow your audience. And it's probably the easiest way to actually grow your audience because people know what to expect from you. They know what the next video is about. The brand is very linear and everyone is happy because they're getting what they want. But there's one little problem that comes with that. But before we get into that, I want to share the sponsor of today's video, Artlist. Artlist is a simple all-in-one solution, so it makes streamlining your content, all the sound effects, the music, the stock footage, the actual AI generations, the AI voiceovers, so you can stay up to date with everything seamlessly. And just for fun, in this video, I created something completely out of scratch. So I first started by collecting a bunch of different random images so we could have our subject on a pink Scoopy inside of like Indonesia. With Nano Banana Pro, you can do text to image or image to image generation just with simple prompts. So you can collect any images you want and then combine them all into one. This is Google's most advanced AI processor. Then once I made that, I could switch the model and then animate that same image. I brought it to life using Kling 01, which is hands down one of the best AI video models. You can animate any image realistically with different camera movements, different character motions, different lighting and shadows, and you can even have it synced to the generated audio. Best part is everything is in one place. Artlist keeps up to date with the best AI models out there, and they bring them all into the platform. There's no paying for multiple subscriptions or messing around with different websites. You can just have all the fun you want and keep up to date and keep a pulse on all this AI generation inside one place. Once you have your fancy AI generated videos or images or whatever you can imagine, then you can go back in and download sound effects, stock footage, music, other motion templates and graphics, and then plug that in right into your timeline, or you could give that to your editor and then they would be very happy to also be able to use all of those creative assets. So whether you're just starting out or you're a full-time creator, Artlist is the best all-in-one platform to elevate your content and really allow you to stand out online. It's going to save you time, money, and a whole lot of headaches trying to keep up with all of these new platforms coming out. So if you want to give it a try, you can get 2 months free on an annual subscription. The link is going to be in the description and you can go mess around with it. Thank you, Artlist, for sponsoring, and let's get back into the video. So we left off talking about the skill-based niche, and it's an amazing way to build your channel. There's a lot of consistency, it's very fluid, but the only downside I would say to the skill-based niche is that it does leave you a little bit closed off. You pigeonhole yourself a little bit in the channel and the personal brand that you have. There's less of a pivot, and as skills become more relevant or less relevant, kind of like AI content or AI writing or whatever else, you know, wherever else the industry goes, you're going to want to be able to pivot and adapt your brand. But if the skill is so specific, if the topic is so specific, it's going to be hard to actually pivot and change direction. The skill-based niche is a great way to start. And if that's you, if that resonates with you, if that makes sense to you, then amazing. There's a lot of people out there crushing it with channels like this or accounts like this, but it's not for everyone. So then this takes us to method number 2 of how you can think about your niche, which is the personality niche. This is the complete opposite of the skill-based niche. The whole idea is pretty simple, is you don't pick an exact topic. You get to talk about multiple topics that interest you. So your personality really is the niche. Emma Chamberlain, even certain live streamers like Aiden Ross or Speed are really good at this, where they're basically just influencers and that's it. People will be interested in whatever they're interested about because they have such a strong personal presence that they can talk about whatever they want, and just because it's their own personality, it works for their audience. Joe Rogan can talk about MMA, fitness, psychedelics, politics, space, whatever he finds interesting, and he's really good at hosting the space or having the space for different ideas and different topics. A lot of this that I see nowadays really is just more so entertainment. This was the original daily vlog, and it's a great way to do it. It's personally not for me. I just find it's a little bit too personal. I would prefer to have a mission, a value. I'd like to share my ideas online, and that's probably you as well if you're watching this video. You appreciate the creator economy for the deeper, more nuanced ideas and the ability to really share our own expertise, our own life experience. And that is where the third method comes in, which is the mission-based niche. And this is where it gets super interesting, and this is where I feel super comfortable in. It's the one that I wish someone showed me 3 years ago when I was starting out, but to be honest, I didn't really have the knowledge. I didn't have a video like this when I was starting out. So the mission-based niche is essentially guided around your main mission as a creator, your big idea, and that will then transcend into different skills, different topics. So if my big idea for you is to become a creator or start your own creator business, there is a whole bunch of different skills that you would need to learn to start your own creator business. Like you would need to learn how to write good copyright. You would need to learn how to storytell. You would need to learn how to work your camera. You would need to learn how to post consistently, or maybe you'd have to learn how to speak to the camera, which I'm still learning. You have all of these different skills that relate back to this main mission of becoming a successful creator. Everything I teach teach on this channel and on my Instagram relates back to intentional lifestyle design. Right now, I think the best way to design an intentional life is becoming a content creator, having your own personal brand and monetizing it through your own expertise, your own experiences as a human, and then getting paid for that. It's more of a value-based creator, and I'm helping other people start their own creator businesses. But when that changes, my whole identity is just going to be shaped around intentional lifestyle design. So that might also change. In a few years from now, I might not have a YouTube channel. Maybe I'll be doing something else. Maybe I'll be a live streamer. And that's the best part, I think, about the mission driven creator is you get to pivot into different things. As the industry evolves, as you as a person evolve, you still get to have your channel and bring your audience along. You still get to show your personality and slow the pace down a little bit rather than just being like a skill-based fact machine where you're making incredibly tense and tight how-to videos all the time and just really giving people everything they need to know about a certain individual skill that might be changing. And then as you want to develop your personal brand, it also might change. Okay, this little light here died, but we are back with a slightly different angle. Now let's break down how to find your mission and how to create your niche in 4 different steps. If you want to take this mission-based niche approach, then here's exactly what you can do and how you can find it. Step 1, you're going to want to discover your own mission. This is essentially discovering your why. Why do you want to be posting content in the first place? What gets you out of bed in the morning? What kind of impact do you want to have on the world? What's something you feel passionate about that you stand for? If you're not clear on this yet, then I would continue to keep trying new things, trying other stuff that you want to do. You can also start posting content and documenting the journey of finding your mission. You can also just go back and resort back to what you've previously studied and learned in your life. If you've went to school before, if you had a job, whatever you're currently doing right now is the impact you're having on the world. So hopefully it's something that you align with, that feels good to you, that you want to continue. Then you're going to just change that action or the input that you're doing in a slightly different medium, which would then be content creation and the online, social media economy, which of course would then give you more outsized returns compared to what you're doing right now. After you find your mission and the vision that you see in the world that you want to have an impact about, that you want to be talking to other people about, then you have your mission, which is perfect. Now we can go on to step number 2, which is what are the skills, knowledge, and systems that you would need to learn or you would need to master to be able to deliver that mission into the world. The second step gets you clear on what you need to do to move forward to that mission or help people move forward to that mission. And this ideally is a combination of the skills that you've already been learning. So for me, I've added on storytelling, public speaking, being able to articulate my thoughts and ideas, a little bit of writing, a little bit of AI content creation, and all of these other skills, which then I can also continue to master and then continue to make content about. Step number 3 is now you need to just create the content to tell people about that mission that you have. Okay, you can also ask yourself, what would you have to be known for to be able to have the impact that you want, to be able to get paid for it? So you would have to be known as the kettlebell workout guy. You'd have to be known as the holistic nutritionist, or you would have to be known as, the video editing guy for blank person. This is where you get a little bit more deeper into your brand, your offer creation. I have different videos about offer creation as well. You can look at that up here. In fact, if you wanted to learn how to launch your creator business in 6 days, you can click the link in the description. There is a 6-day actionable step-by-step guide on how to create your authentic offer, which is more on the business side of things, how to actually solidify your niche, deliver your offer, post content, create a content ecosystem, everything else you would need to know step by step. It's super cool. Link is going to be in the top one in the description for that. But that's essentially the whole idea of step number 3 is what do you want your brand to be about? What do you need to be known for so you can have the impact, have the authority, get the right connections, connect with the right clients, so you can continue pushing your movement forward and have a great time on social media and your personal brand. And then step number 4 is building out the end goal. What is the end desired outcome? What is the end lifestyle design that you want? The lifestyle that you actually want, right? So do you want to be able to create a product to sell to many people? Do you want to create a high ticket product and sell to professionals? Do you want to be able to just get paid for ad revenue and just brand deals and just have millions and millions of views and have your impact that way? Do you want to be able to work with businesses and be a thought leader in the space? These are all different dream outcomes. And I think they should be able to support your dream lifestyle. So if you don't like getting on calls with people, if you don't like doing sales calls, if you prefer making content, if you prefer public speaking, then your content strategy, your whole creator business will then kind of have to support that. So having the end in mind is going to be super important there as well. And this is that essence of your channel and kind of backs up more of the strategy part. So now in step 1, you have your mission. And then step 2, you have the skills that you need to learn or continue to master or that you're going to be bringing over to support your mission. And number 3, you have your brand. So what you actually need to be known for. And then number 4, you have the actual idea of how you want your offer and business to look like and how you want your day-to-day to look like, that supports your brand, that supports your mission. It's more so the actual delivery of what you're doing. So if that resonates with you, let me know in the comments. If you wanted a step-by-step guide on how to create your offer and deliver your offer and think about more of the business side of things, there's going to be the link in the description there. And that's exactly how to launch your creator business in 6 days with actionable steps each day being sent straight to your email. So that's pretty cool. People have been loving it. You might want to check that out. It has some bonus resources, a school community, and some other cool stuff in there. And if this video brought you some clarity on exactly how you should be thinking of your niche and topics and content creation and all of that, then you're going to love this video where I talk about how to actually package your ideas and tell amazing stories online. You can click somewhere around here in one of the corners, and that's going to bring you to that video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.